green light, go, go, go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 8th week of the ARL Ginetta GT4 series. I'm your host, Mitch. This evening, we have a pretty packed grid. 17 people in attendance thus far. We're on board here with SPS Stale right now as he goes running through the right-hander into Spoon on his first hot lap. Little run through the championship standings here right now. We have Remy, Alexis, Texas, the number 3 Ginetta. We'll go on board with him for a little quick second here. Check out his livery this week. He's leading, everybody. He is in first place, leading JG by 65 points. Followed by Doggy Hat, followed by SPS Stale, and followed by Stillen for our top 5. We're in week 8 of, I believe, 18, so long way to go this season. Lots more tracks to be raced. Tonight we're doing a 45-minute race with a mandatory pit stop that only requires fuel. If I'm not mistaken. Should be interesting. Could allow for some variability within the strategies. This car is not that good on tires, although I think in normal circumstances you may be able to eke out 45 minutes. Although Suzuka is a very technical track, so it'll be very interesting to see. 45-minute race, of course, is the Ginetta, or our equivalent of the endurance races. If you're comparing it to the GT3 series, which we do on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Encourage you to check that out. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got about 9 minutes left of quali to go here. We're still on board with Remy as we see some people setting their first laps here. We got SPS Stale taking a provisional pole, and I know he was up there. I want to say he was P2 in practice, maybe P1, but up there nonetheless. And I expect him to be somewhere in the podium. A little bit further back, we got Hondro, aka 2V New Edge. Love that livery up there. Who is that? We're on board with Hondro. Who's right in front of Hondro? I believe it is Cuzzy. That is a sick livery. I like it. I like it a lot. See a little bit of battling going on here, actually, in qualifying, must be said, as Hondro seems to think he's got the pace. These guys, the race hasn't started yet. Neither one wants to back down. I think they're both on a lap still. You can check out Cuzzy here. We're on board with. And then let's check out Hondro. Both on a lap. Hondro is up on his lap time as these guys are about to go door to door through 130 art and qualifying everybody. Cuzzy sticking with the inside line, eats a little too much of the curb, and he loses momentum. Wow. We also have Rip a Skid there, one of our Aussies in the league, and an OG ARL league racer making a rare appearance these days, as being literally on the other side of the world from the rest of the league makes it difficult sometimes. Life gets in the way, of course. I don't even know what time of day it is for him. I want to say it's like 6 a.m. I'm going to guess. I don't know. Anyway. Doggy Hat still with pole, or SPS Stale still with pole, but Doggy Hat, another fast man from the practice sessions. Fast man in general, it must be said, has been doing very well. Did great in the GT3 series last week at Monza. I already forgot about what happened in the Ginetta series, even though I commentated it. But clean, fast driver. I look forward to duking it out with him the rest of the season. Rip, currently P3. I like seeing that. Remy, got to be hoping for at least a podium tonight, I think. Keep the momentum. Leading the championship comfortably. As we can check in, let's check in on JG, who still hasn't set a lap yet. Currently P2, and our championship is, eats the curb a little bit, and then I believe that's Black Ninja off in the back, going off as well. That's a tough sequence of corners there, that little double right-hander. I kind of want to try and find somebody to go on board through that sector if we can. I believe Doggy Hat is coming up there as we see him getting a snap of oversteer going into it as well. He's half a second up on his lap right now, everybody. Coming up to the hairpin. I like that black and yellow Ginetta behind, too. I believe that is Savage Hammy, who is our commentator for the GT3 series. Also making an appearance tonight as a reserve driver. one of the few pad players, pad users in the league, and certainly represents them well. Do another check here. I think, I don't remember what sort of a gap Stale had on Doggy Hat to get pole, but I would think a half a second improvement here. Actually, as he goes even more into the green through the final chicane, he knew where he was not quick before, I think, that's for sure. Could also be just naturally a faster, as we see, he does take pole by 0.2 of a second up on Stale. Let's check on him. He is on, I believe, he's on an outlap. Couple guys here still have not set a lap. You see JG going through Spoon. I like the purple rims on the tires. I like the glow. I like the colors. Damn, we got a lot of good liveries this week, guys. A lot of good liveries for the livery challenge. Reminds me of a Mudkip or something. And I like the green numbers too. I don't know, actually, I wonder. I've seen everybody with green numbers, and I find that, oh no, there's yellow. I was gonna say, I wonder if the Ginetta doesn't allow you to customize that. Tycho, yeah, surprised Hammy is racing. I think he likes to race ACC. It's just a very demanding game for a pad. And obviously Savage Hammy, a big F1 guy here in the league. Let's go on board with him a little bit, see how he's doing. Throwing it into Spoon, keeping it valid. He's 3 seconds down on this lap, but that could mean that he had already invalidated and he's just continuing on. You can still get a quick lap in on your qualifying set of tires, several laps in. Quick downshift to fourth there. I'm not sure if that is the move in these cars. Can't say I've driven the Ginetta around Suzuka, let alone riding this Ginetta at all. But as I said, 45-minute race, mandatory refueling. So these guys have to take at least 1 liter. That means they're going to have at least 3.2 seconds up on the jacks. Checking out Peach Boys, currently sitting in P10. Doggy Hat still maintaining pole position. And both are not on a lap, and 2/10 up. Doggy's still got a little more in him. He uses all the track through this corner. Throwing it into Spoon. This is going to be an interesting race, I think, between these two. Half a second up through Spoon. I'm curious if, where was Stale in his lap? He's at the end of the chicane. He's actually not far up the road from Doggy Hat, as he may discover he has a mountain to climb here, as he's going to get one last lap in. He's crossing 5 seconds to go. So Stale will be the final man to be able to set a lap here. Keep an eye on Doggy Hat. Oh, he dives into the pits. I wonder if he invalidated. He must have invalidated and is using this time to get one last pit entry practice. I got to make sure I remember to do that before Thursday. Podium didn't change too much. Some of the timing here, it looks like it changed. Let's check in on... Oh, I can't drive anymore. All right. Well, gonna go on board with Jay Stales, who's silently flying under my radar and qualifying P5. We love to see that. Pretty much everybody's done setting a lap except for 4. JG still has not set a valid lap. Could be tactical, honestly. Start from the back here, or the pits even. I guess if you don't qualify, you might as well start on track. But gonna be tough to make it through the first sector here without people getting involved in incidents. It can be done, but we got a packed field tonight. We got 16 drivers lining up this evening for a 45-minute duel. As we see Stale, I think that's Stale. No, it is not. That was JG setting a lap. He's going to go up to P13. Okay. Got some spice. We are waiting on SPS Stale, and I can't go and view if he is up on his time. He must be up on it, I would think. He would have backed out by now, but regardless. It is letting me drive. I don't want to check. It's not worth it. We're going to stay P5. Stale takes pole, everybody. What was that? Well over 3/10 of an improvement. 3.5 tenths. The 2:12.8 for our pole position. We got SPS Stale, Doggy Hat, and Rip a Skid rounding out our podium here for qualifying. So, guys, actually, can I do this? Got some time to kill. No rain in the forecast this evening, I don't think. I think there's a chance it could happen here on Thursday, because that always seems to be the theme with these GT4 versus GT3 races. We do use live weather. SRE boss, we do have a Discord. It is discord.gg/ARL. So again, no problem, sir. In typical fashion, going on board with P5 here on the heli cam. This is going to be interesting through this sequence of corners. Turn 1, I feel like, is not too bad. But you start having the next, like, 6 or 7 corners being, you know, very floaty. These cars are small, which is nice. You look how spaced out they are on the grid. And I honestly like the S-turns. I do think you can battle a little bit at this track. So I hope to see some of that. There's a lot of different lines that can be taken, as these guys are going to get rolling here. Pretty long run up. You don't really need to worry about getting your brakes and such up to temp. Again, we're on board with Stales here in the pink car. Do a quick rundown here of some colors while I can. We got pink is Stales. Remy is in the blue and white, even though these guys are all over the place trying to jumble me up. Doggy Hat, I know, is white and red. Stales always the same. Jay Stales is pink this week. Rip is black and gold. Okay. I'm not going to remember that. Here we go. These guys are probably getting the green light right about now. As Jay Stales looks, he got a bad start right there. Well, maybe he wants to give himself room, but either way, these guys are rolling. I think they go right at the line here. And we see a pretty big gap behind Stillen as well, but we're off. Rip looks to get a good start there up in P3. He's right behind Jay Stale, or SPS Stale. 2 abreast, 4 rows back, and we've got a little bit of contact. Rip is off with Remy, that was. Overall, pretty good. Still, nonetheless, everybody's still clean. Wow. Stale keeping the lead on Doggy Hat. Stillen battling it out there up in, I believe, it's P6. As we see all of these guys still being very respectful. We're going to take a look back here. P9, P10, we got D-Jock and Showstopper. Showstopper, I believe that is him in the gold and blue. 392, not to be confused with the 192, as JG goes a little bit wide, or inside. He looks to be struggling to get his tires up to temp going through. I believe these are the Degma corners, as we see. Who was that? Not Cuzzy, who was that? Beach Boys, I think, sent it on JG there through the Degmer one. Degmer. Still got a pretty close field here. Remy up into P3. Of course, had his little incident with Rip. I don't know if there was much there. On board with Night Marcher, up into P5. Let's stick with the Helicam for now, at least until these guys start to get a little more spread out. JG still chasing down Cuzzy, I believe it is. Up ahead. Don't trust the scoreboard right there. It is Cuzzy. Going through 130R for the first time. Outbrakes himself. I think he might not be used to following a car. I'm not sure how much dirty air affects these things, but then again, they're not that grippy anyway. Who am I kidding? Rip, unfortunately, probably the most impacted so far here. Although we do see him into the slipstream here on Hondro. He's gotten a pretty nice run on him. Is he going to go for a move? Flashing the lights. Thinking about it. Kind of curious to see here, because Rip, of course, qualified P3, and now he's all the way back into P8. How aggressive is he going to be? It's a long race, but it's very frustrating to be a faster car following here. As we see all of these guys going through the S's nicely. Look at this train we still got going here. Must be said, a clean lap 1 overall. JG got a little whack as we see that there. I believe that Showstopper, yes, had a little bit of an off. Gonna lose, I think, 2 positions. I missed where he was before the incident really started, but nonetheless, checking out this battle with the leaders here, because we still have 3 people within a shout of first, and a little bit of fighting is all it takes for this to really blow up. Stale comfortably in the lead. I think, what do you call it? Sorry, reading chats. Fuel and pit strategy here can be interesting. Are you going to go with a full tank and splash and dash, or are you going to travel around on half fuel and, you know, take a, I don't know, 10-second stop, 12-second stop, whatever it would be? As we see the run Doggy's getting here on stale, he is going to surely want a move. Great thing about this track, I think, in my experience, is that turn one could be done on the outside or on the inside, as we see Doggy making a pretty definitive move around the outside into turn one, and he's going to have the lead here going into the S's. Remy, watching all of this unfold, just wants to get involved. Maybe. Might also want, you know, to just sit back and watch. As we see Doggy going off in the grass a little bit, and Stale is going to pounce on it immediately. Using all the track. I don't think either of them invalidated, although it was close. Same thing there. Going down into the hairpin. Another potential opportunity to overtake, I think. If you get it right, or it can at the very least set you up. As we see Doggy hits Stale, he got a good run on him there, and you can see he wanted to get the throttle down early. It's tough. I mean, obviously he's at fault there. I think that's a penalty, surely. But you know, you think about whether or not you should wait for Stale. He didn't mean to do that. That was unintentional for sure. You know, I've been racing with Doggy the last couple days in the GT3s. He is, I can vouch for him. He's respectful. Not malicious. Just unfortunate, especially since Stale has pace. Gonna see how far back SPS Stale fell here. Oh, he is in the thick of it. Aside from the fact he's got, looks like he's even got some front damage. He's fallen back into P5 and anywhere as far back as P8, I believe, or 9, as he's got to go through 130R on the outside. Cuzzy on the inside, he's done that before. He knows what that's like. Oh my goodness, and who was that? Night Marcher hits Cuzzy. Cuzzy's off in the runoff area. Gonna lose a couple places. Couple more places, even. As we had a clean lap 1, but we didn't have a clean lap 3. Cuzzy falling back into P11. But man never quits. He toughs out all these sorts of things that happen. And I do think he is a consistent enough driver. As we got another off here, it's Night Marcher, causing Hammy, the black and yellow Ginetta, to go off. I think that was Knight giving the position back to Cuzzy, which is nice. It's a nice thing to do, ultimately. As Peach Boys, what position is he in? Currently P8. Can't remember where he started, but another guy who's been putting in time. As we see Hammy also mowing a little bit of the grass for the Marshals. Coming in hot to the double right-hander before the really weird hairpin. Remy, obviously the biggest benefactor of this. Championship leader, sitting in P3. Right a few seconds after I said he might want to just watch things unfold, he finds himself in first place. SRE Boss, we are on Xbox. But I don't think the update's gonna have cross-platform, just cross-gen. Going to see here as Doggy Hat is about a half a second back how much of a slipstream he could possibly pick up. in Remy's wake. Not much. Although he seems to be taking a slightly wider line as we watch Remy short shift on the exit there. Heard it, saw it. Going on board here with Doggy Hat for a sec. Is he going to go for a move here on Remy into the hairpin? Remy defends. As we see Doggy Hat, maybe he wants to keep a little bit of a gap there so that he could get the run that he had on Stale before. Certainly going to want to be applying pressure to Remy. For sure. Oh, as we watch him go wide. A little bit of the commentator's curse. We will check in on this battle in a bit as we see Stale decided to pit. Hondro pitted. And Stillen pitted. I don't know what happened with these guys. I know Hondro was in the thick of it a little bit. Night Marcher still chasing down Peach Boy. JG finds his way up into 4th from P13. As he eats a lot of 130R there. Might have been thinking he was in a left-hand drive car instead of the right-hand drive Ginetta. But I think the car can handle it. But he's got Rip a Skid breathing down his neck as well. It must be said. So we're going to watch JG dive into the pits. Let's see here actually what he does, if he's going to take tires or if he's just going to fuel. I don't know if, I feel like most drivers are going to want to change their tires, especially a track like Suzuka. I think he's changing tires. Damn, Doggy Hat got ahead of Remy. And I'm watching the pit stop. That's what I get. Because he's also using a pad, as you can tell. Peach Boy's chasing him down through Spoon as we watch Hammy go wide again. It's not even the commentator's curse with our GT3 commentator, Savage Hammy, as it looks like his tires are just done, honestly. Spoon is usually a good indicator for you about the state of your tires. I think because he's even got a run on them going in here into 130R as a result of that. See a lot more braking. Our two pad users in ACC, to my knowledge. As we see Night Marcher again late on the brakes, thinking he's in a GT3. You're not in the Ferrari tonight, son. Is Cuzzy going to sit here? battling with Savage Hammy here at the first sector here. Thinking about a move. Not sure if he's got it done yet. He's in the lead, but he has the outside line going through this double right-hander. I think he's got it. There you go. What a move. What a move. Great overtake by Cuzzy on Savage Hammy for P5. Look at this. These are two reserve drivers duking it out. Going a little bit inside. Actually, he is about to give up the position again to Hammy as we see them getting a little bit twitchy. Hammy back in the lead. These guys aren't done. 30 minutes to go here. Neither one's pitted yet. Cuzzy hugging the inside line. Feeling very racy. Peach Boy's watching all this happen, just wanting to get involved himself. Let's see if we get anything fun here from this perspective as we watch Hammy losing it almost on 130R. Gonna give Cuzzy a look up the inside. I'm liking that view. Hammy dives into the pits. Doesn't want to waste any more time. It'll be interesting to see where these guys pop out. I think they're going to probably start getting their pits going. This is still probably, oh, actually Guru's looking to make a move. Or he's by. He's by G-Jock, who's actually under fire from Showstopper as a result of this little battle that must have been going on. I would guess, I'm totally speculating. As we see D-Jock possibly going wide or deep at the final chicane and losing 2 positions because of it. This is essentially the battle for P8, maybe even P7, as Black Ninja is not too far up the road of these guys. Going through the Degner corners. Coming up. I know turn names. Spoon. I think these guys really like driving these cars. I hear a lot of good things about the Ginetta, even though I didn't want to do it. As we see Showstopper in the back, they're getting a little snap of oversteer. D-Jock surely going to want to pounce on that. Let's see if he's going to do anything with the opportunity presented to him. Is he going to try and get closer and set up a move? He's going to try and get closer. Goes a little bit wide. Keeps up speed, though. I don't think that would be a warning. Oh, he's getting a little oversteered. That's where the tires are screaming at him. Might be time to pit. Getting there. Remy not yet got an answer for Doggy Hat. Up the way. Might be just trying to keep within a shout for the pits. I think if anybody would go for a splash and dash, it would be Remy. I don't think, I believe JG was still, it's P4, P5, around there. I'm trying to think. There's a big gap here between Remy and Rip, and while Rip has pace, we know Rip has pace, there's a 17-second gap, and that was, I think, due to his kerfuffle he's been involved in. He is not actually P3. I mean, he is, but he isn't. He has a pit stop to do still. Gonna check out this fight here between Night Marcher in the red, Peach Boys in the middle, and further up the road, the aqua and purple Cuzzy. Again, I'm not sure where these guys are really at. I'd guess like P6 and further back or whatever, P7-ish, once the pit stops are done. Getting a nice run on Peach Boys here. He's been breaking late all night. Might as well try it now. He's going to go for a move on the inside of the chicane, and Peach Boys is not going to fight it. Knight's actually going to get a nice little run here on Cuzzy, it looks like. Full of confidence as Cuzzy dives into the pits, actually. Not going to give Knight the ammunition or the pleasure. As Knight sets a fastest lap for himself with an overtake. You can't ask for much more. Remy, while he's not necessarily on pace with Doggy Hat, it's not a gap that's building quickly. You know, a tenth here and there. 2 tenths separating them in the last lap. And right as I say that, Remy goes from 1.7 to 2.1. But I think there's some give and take with this. As Black Ninja chasing down AC Guru, going very wide through that corner. It's going to not set him up well for this long, essentially flat out section. Not sure if I'm seeing the hood vibrating because of damage. Yeah, he's definitely got some front end damage there. Unsure how impactful that is. Probably a lot if it's showing that badly. Showstop is still chasing down D-Jock as well. Not even downshifting. Finally does. Down 2 gears and gets a nice run. Wow, look at that. Is he going to have the balls to go for it at 130R if he gets a run? It doesn't look like he's even going to get a run. Again, we're seeing hood vibrations, so he's probably lacking some top end. But he's got a nice opportunity here. Possibly. Look at the speed he's got through these chicanes. I think that's just being a lot more confident on the brakes. As we're going to watch Showstopper dive into the pits. We want to see some battles, but as Doggy had also pitted, coming out in some traffic, possibly. He's got D-Jock 2 seconds up the road. I'm not, depending on when Remy comes out, that could be an issue. Of course, D-Jock currently lapping several seconds slower than Doggy Hat was. I would expect this gap to close quickly. And we'll check this out. Well, we've got no real fights going on because of, actually, we can check out Stale. I was going to say I want to just wait for Remy to pit and check out how that pit strategy ends up working out. But SPS Stale is chasing down our GT3 commentator and F1 extraordinaire, He's going for a move around the outside. He's making contact with Hammy. Through the S's here. Hammy getting a snap of oversteer. You see it coming, but he keeps it clean. He saves it. He's got the inside line going into this fast left-hander. Gives a little bit of a nudge to Stale and is like, hey, man. He knows how to race. Look at this. Goes into the grass a little bit, using all the track. Totally fine. Taking it like a champ as Stale certainly wants to get by. I would hope, I'm not sure if he probably pitted for tires. Getting a good run here on Hammy into the hairpin. He got a light tap. I don't think he got hit by anybody. So he shouldn't have damage if he's changed tires at this point. So he should feel just as quick as he was in qualifying. Hopefully. Gives us a better spectacle at least. As Hammy has been struggling at Spoon all night, we've seen, and Stale going to get this move done, I think, well before 130R. He'll be able to take the ideal line even. He's going to jump in front of Hammy. Hammy's going to threaten to fight it again, but close racing between these two. Stale, of course, another fairly recent addition. Actually, no, not that recent. He's made a majority of the races so far this season. He's not a new guy anymore. But missed a couple races due to life, you know. But currently P4 in the championship, and I do expect him to continue to climb up. He is that good. Although tonight he probably won't be taking home the biggest points haul through no fault of his own. He's currently sitting in P8. Got Cuzzy 12 seconds up the road from him. But very good racer. Good driver. I enjoy racing with him. Checking things out here. Remy did pit. Remy did pit. And I think we had some strategy here, as Doggy Hat is 30 seconds up the road. I think Doggy did not change tires. Let's actually check out here. We'll stay on board here with Remy as he's getting chased down with Ripaskid as well. I want to check out the lap times these two are running, because that's going to be the question, is will the time saved in the pits be better than the time lost milking old tires? That's the difference we're looking for, and maybe in a lap we'll get an idea. It's going to have to be significant for Remy to make it up here, as we still have D-Jock in between the two of them, expected to pit. I think he'll lose the 24 seconds whether he pops and drops or not. As we see Doggy Hat going a little bit wide, I apologize if that was a lag spike, Doggy Hat. I think I've experienced that before when the commentator checks in on me. Glad you kept it out of the wall there, if so. Anyway, running 2:13s. Remy's time was a little bit slow. I think that was because it was actually his first valid outlap or whatever. But nonetheless, Jay Stales is also in front of Remy, in between these two guys. And I don't think he pitted either. I think he just jumped Remy. I wish I was better at watching fights and pit strategies. unfold here. But that was the nice thing about these endurance races here, is these pit strategies can come into account a lot more. You got some variety, and we do them differently. JG also chasing down Rip. 15 minutes to go here. Peach Boys and Guru fighting it out. I believe that is Hondro right up in front of them as well. These guys fighting for P12. Awesome turnout this season in this GT4 series. I hope more people do it, and we have more packed grids with this too, just like we do with the GT3 series, as we got Guru up ahead there, looking to the inside on Hondro, aka 2V New Edge. He looks to get the move done already. Say he no longer needs to give Hondro space. Far enough ahead as Hondro compromising himself a little bit there. Peach Boy's having to look up the inside. Could be trying to fluster Hondro as he's driving up on the grass a little bit. Very close to Guru. Oh, maybe not. That could be totally depth perception failing me here. As Peach Boy's feeling like he's quicker in some of these corners of the S-turns. On a little bit wide into Degna 1. I hope he keeps it nice. Doesn't lose too much time from that. JG chasing down Rip-a-Skid, getting a better exit out of Spoon, it looks like, than I've seen him in the past, or the last time I watched him go through. I don't think he intends to make a move here, but he probably just wants to maintain his gap or improve on it, which it looks like he's going to do. As he's hunting down Rip-a-Skid for P5. 12 minutes to go. Again, I think while it is possible to do 45 minutes on these tires, nonetheless, even if you changed, they're going to be changing. They're going to be affecting you. You're seeing it with these cars. I think everybody is kind of sliding a lot more on when they're getting on the power. Floating around. JG sees him make a mistake, and JG wants to capitalize. You could see the directness in his car. Gonna keep running through here. It looks like D-Jock still has not pitted. I don't know how far back he's gonna fall. So let's check out on these times here. High 213s from Doggy Hat. Stale. Jay Stales, who jumped Remy, hasn't broken into the 213s yet, but running 215s, and Remy also doing high 213s. Pretty much everyone's pitted except Showstopper. I wonder what he did. Looks like All he had to do was refuel. Didn't see him get a drive through. D-Jock also still has not pitted yet. Doesn't have to, but good for him. Going along, trying out this strategy. We're going to see where it gets him. JG still hunting down Rip a Skid. And a good run on him. It's interesting to see, actually. I think there are different ways that you can take that corner. You can either brake earlier and keep up speed, or you can brake later and harder, I guess, in a way. You brake earlier and you kind of coast. Maybe I'm giving away my secrets. SPS Stale chasing down Cuzzy now. Still P8. I believe I pointed out when he was 12 seconds up the road. I don't remember what lap that was, but of course, there he is now. About a second back. Still in the pits. Has had a very quiet... I think he just returned to garage? I don't know what that was. I don't know why it swapped like that. He's still sitting in his pit. He might have just... I know he had done his pit stop already. Because I'm pretty sure I noticed that only Showstopper and D-Jock were the only ones left. Nonetheless, Remy sitting in P4. D-Jock. Not sure what happened there. If he went off... We're going to see, folks. I'm going to make sure that we find out. We got the time. Not sure what happened there. It looked like he was going really slow, and I don't know why he was letting the car by. He overshot it there a little bit, but just totally let that car by. The 3.36 of Jay Stales gave him P2. I guess maybe. Oh, I guess it could have been because he knew he was not actually fighting him for position. That's a nice thing to do because he technically is. He doesn't have to give the position up. But I'm glad we sorted that out. Cuzzy and Stale, I think, had their incident as JG picks up a drive-through. That's unfortunate. It looks like he's 2 seconds off of Rip. Second or so. And he probably, I guess, picked it up in one of those fast right-handers. Perhaps under the bridge. Which is the only place I do it. Stale and Cuzzy must have had a little bit of an interaction, as this is Cuzzy and there is Stale in the blue and gray. So we got a lot of action going on here. Another four-way fight for P10, I think it is. We're going to go on board with Peach Boys, I think. Or, yes. Peach Boys currently sitting in P12. Guru there up front in P10. And Savage Hammy in P11. Looking at the inside, they're going to make contact, these two. Ooh. Guru again impacted the most from that. Black Ninja gonna take advantage. Hand me up into P10, but I don't know what happened there as we watch Beach Boys really not applying pressure at all to Ninja here. Hondro picking up a drive-through. Wonder where he did that, if he just went off the chicane. Stale, gonna have to get by Night Marcher again here. At the beginning of the second sector, closing down. Trying to get P8 again. These races happen, it's unfortunate, it sucks. Where Stale, pole sitter, fell back, I don't know how far, 12, 13, something like that, maybe worse, I think. Going to be in the Lexus on Thursday in our GT3 series. Make sure you guys tune in. Oh my god, I haven't even made a plug yet. Debut of the ARL F1 season coming up. Saturday, we're going to have the equal tier, equal cars in Bahrain, or at Bahrain. And then on Sunday, we are doing our first ever realistic tier of F1. They're at a new time. They're going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, both days, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you guys tune in. I believe it will be commentated by Lando. Lando, a veteran of ARL, all games. I would say that he has been spearheading the iRacing side of ARL and is the team captain of the endurance team. They just participated in the Daytona 24 Hours over on iRacing. We got iRacing too, everybody, Tuesday nights. Right before this one. Kind of near during it, whatever. Stale still looking to get by Night Marcher. Ben about a lap. I don't know. Now tires are going to be a problem for him if he changed tires. I don't know. Probably did. Again, it didn't look like he had to deal with too much damage. But of course, yeah. Yeah, still in. What happened, man? Tycho, livery contest. I've been thinking about it. We got 2 minutes to go here. It's between JG and Cuzzy and Savage Hammy. I don't want to just be that guy that always picks the black and yellow, but I like the route that Hammy went here. I don't think we've seen this black and yellow here with the middle stripe on the front and along the sides. I think we've seen the checkered patterns and such. Cuzzy, I like it. I'm not a fan of the white rims, but I love aqua and purple. I love aqua and purple. It's been my halo colors for like 12 years. And JG's, it's fresh. As we look at JG, who is that? Is that, that's not Rip. Oh, JG still has to serve his drive-thru. He's going to have to serve that now, so he's going to drop back a little bit. This might be a good time. No, it's not. Not a good time to see it. Ding, ding, bing. We're not going to do that. There are other things to be watched. JG, congratulations. You know what? As he serves his drive-thru, if I can find him, there he is. Congrats, JG. You win the livery contest for the Mudkip livery. Guys, we got our order here. A lot happened. We got Doggy Hat pretty convincingly winning given the state of things. It must be said he had a little bit of an incident with Stale. I really wish I could have seen that fight unfold a little bit longer. I think everybody does. I think Doggy Hat does as well. But both of them had pace this evening. That is for sure. Stale going to jump up to P7 because of JG's incident here. Although I think this is wrong as well. I think JG's actually in P9. Yep, there it goes. We got a last lap battle going on here between Cuzzy, Night Marcher, and Stale. Stale may yet make up some moves here if some more incidents happen. I'm sure he wants whatever happened. As Doggy Hat goes through the line, Jay Stales picking up a great P2. I think his strategy helped him there. He essentially did a massive undercut. Remy looked to change tires, I think. And as a result of that, he lost time. But at the same time, he's, leading by 60 points or something like that. P2, JG is about to finish P8. As I think Cuzzy's going to lock down this P5. Night Marcher, Stale, a little bit of contact. JG keeps it, or Cuzzy keeps it on track, and Stale hits Knight as he goes. I don't think there's too much wrong with that. I mean, yeah, sure, but Stale slowed himself down there as these guys, P5 and P6, Cuzzy and Stale. I don't know what happened. I want to know what happened. But, guys, here is the beginning almost of our finishing order as JG is going to lock it down on D-Jock for P8. Ultimately, Remy is building his gap even more. I don't want to do the math right now. Doggy Hat made up some ground on Remy in the standings. I expect him to climb as well. Doggy Hat not going to jump JG just yet. He was about 40 points behind JG. But this was a nice point haul for him this evening. Showstop, I'm not sure what happened. He didn't pit. I'm sure he pitted. I don't know if he just didn't do fuel, splash of fuel. He's going to get impacted there. Not sure it's going to impact the actual standings as Hondro got disqualified. He must have not served his pit or his drive-through. Anyway, guys, this was the 8th installment of the GT4 Ginetta series. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys who watch it later. I know we get a lot of watches later. Make sure you tune in on Thursday night around 9 p.m. We're going to be doing a 90-minute endurance race here at Suzuka in GT3 cars. Will be commentated by Savage Hammy. And then Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. we are debuting our new season for F1. First race of the season at Bahrain, equal and realistic on Saturday and Sunday.